गांव वाले शहर के लोगों के बारे में क्या सोचते हैं? लाइक डू दे रियली केयर कि इधर इतने मल्टीप्लेक्सेस आ रहे हैं, इतने लाख करोड़ का इन्वेस्टमेंट आ रहा है, और are they happy? Are they happy in their own little world? What are their aspirations?
I think the most wonderful thing about rural communities across the country is that they've either you can say they've learned to live with their situation, but also they are content at some level. And while there is a huge hunger for new information, for a change in lifestyle, there is migration for sure. But at the same time, I now see a lot of people who, at least in UP, are going back to their villages. And I feel that तो वो जो देखते हैं शहर को, most definitely there is a haves and have-nots situation. But I feel that urban life is not as great as we assume it to be in many parts of the country, especially for the underprivileged who are working to eke out a living with great difficulty. So I feel that slowly what is going to happen is that rural communities, as the impact of this vast decentralization that is happening in the country right now, if it can be monitored well, because one of my pet themes is that if you spend 100 rupees on a village, you barely spend 15 paisa to monitor whether it was spent at all. There's no monitoring at the rural level. And the same people, that same district collector, the same district magistrate who's in charge of spending that money is in charge of monitoring if that was spent. So it's a conflict of interest at the very fundamental level. So I feel that India right now is one of the countries which is spending perhaps the most amount of money on rural development schemes. But if we can bring in some more monitoring of those schemes, whether that money reached and whether that work is getting done, there can be wonders at the rural level. And rural India is aspiring, it is thinking big. I'm positive and gung-ho. I see a lot of people who are very cynical about rural India, but I definitely am not. And I'm excited at the changes that are happening right now in India's villages.